Productions.
Well, welcome to Punchin TV.
Thanks for having me, man. Big up Punchin TV still.
Shotta Biggz,
That's me.
artist, Trinidad soul.
Yeah, a little bit. So far.
Why dancehall?
Well, that's my kind of music personally. I like to listen to dancehall more time. That's why there's vibes it in my car. Dancehall I like. Yeah, so that would make it easy
So
to say.
Shotta Biggz is dancehall.
Mostly, you know, my roots come from calypso, soca, but dancehall is what I like to listen to.
Right.
So I would say mostly dancehall. A little bit of everything.
So basically, Shotta Biggz is the artist. So,
Yeah.
and your government name, what's your government name?
Kareem Sylvester is one.
Alright, so who is Kareem?
Kareem was a Trinidadian mid-age youth trying to survive.
And you're originally from Mova.
Originally is a kind of weird way to put it because I move a lot. That is part of my past, you know, but I live plenty of my youth in Mova, yeah.
And right, so you grew up in Mova.
Yeah, for most of my youth. Yeah.
It kind of sounded like you live a lot of places.
I live a lot of places because growing up wasn't all good, you know, so part of it was moving a lot. I ended up in Port of Spain. I remember when I was small, my mom said we used to live St. James. I don't really have a memory, right, but we used to live St. James. We used to live Sawa. Then we ended up living Mova. Yeah. After that, we settled in Mova for a while. That's why I would say Mova, because most of my memories is in Mova that I could remember, yeah.
And that means you actually went to school in the Port of Spain area.
Yeah, I went primary school. I went Maryland, RC, that is by the lookout. That was up by the lookout, St. Francis Valley Road. I don't even know if that school exists anymore. And in my teenage age, I went Malik Secondary.
You went
The
Malik,
Malik Secondary during the years.
that was one of the best, the most known school in the country, especially
plenty,
for football
badness.
and well, badness, yeah. So how was your experience in Malik?
It was a little challenging, but I was always doing my singing though. In Malik, everybody that was in my class could tell you, I would pull a chair and a bench and beats and music. But in terms of me settling as a school child, with all the moving, it probably was a little difficult because sometimes I used to have to travel from far. Yeah, from Sando at one time, I used to travel to Malik and take bus to reach the school. I remember that distinctly.
So in your school time, you know, I mean, I had a pretty memorable school time.
Right.
You know, what's the craziest thing that you went through in school? In Malik?
Like the craziest thing in Malik. We ended up breaking school at time and ending up on Cora River. Yeah, after we break school, we went on the river with some girls and some fellas thief some of we clothes and we shoes from on the river. One of my partner had to travel home barefoot. You know?
So you finished school in Malik.
Yeah, I finished school in Malik.
And
I
how you-
missed a portion of school. That's why everybody was so shocked at the subjects, you know? Because I missed a few years, like from Form 3, from Form 2 to Form 3. with all the moving, the transition.
So you have subjects, somewhat like, how much subjects you have?
5.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else other than?
Well, I have my degree, my marketing degree, but I didn't do that in school. I pursued that after.
Well, look at that. You know, you have a degree. There are people trying to get a degree. Even though education free, people still trying to fight to get a degree, you know?
Yeah.
So, you went to Malik,
Right.
finished Malik, get your passes. When you finished Malik, you started to work.
Well, as soon as I finished school, kind of close to finishing school, my mom passed away. That is how I transit from town side to south side, because that is where most of the family from. So we end up moving there after Malik. There I start a job with a minister at the time. A normal office clerk, kinda something. It was paying small money. So I didn't really stay in that for long. But that was the move right after Malik. That was the job.
I too could attest to living with family, you know, so I experienced it. So how that experience was for you? And that kind of age now, boy.
And I real managed from young. So I couldn't do the conform thing. By that time I did done doing the wrong things on the streets and things. So I wasn't listening to nobody telling me how and what to do. So I didn't last long by them. I had to get my own apartment and do my own thing.
You sound like you had a little cheeky, roughish kind of youth
Definitely.
upbringing. So you started to work,
Right.
right? Tell us a little bit about that. Coming out of school and working.
Like as the assistant in the office. Cause that's not my only job, you know. As the assistant in the office, you wanna know about? That was kind of boring. I didn't like that, you know. I is a field man. I'm more hands-on, but edifying still because it was a minister, ex-minister, so kind of aligned me with plenty smart people. You understand, right? And from the after working for a little while and realizing the money not working for me, I went and started to sell things like illegal stuff, like hustle, to try to make ends meet. And that is when I moved out from buying my family house and went on my own. And
You started to make money.
more or less, yeah, street money, but money nonetheless. Yeah.
Because you didn't want to stay where you was.
No, what do you mean, like in the hustling?
No, with your family now.
Nah, I wasn't comfortable with all the do this and do that and the rules and the regulations. Plus, to my mother didn't know that I am a sister. My sister was with me, so my sister wasn't happy under that too, so I was determined to take my sister out of that situation.
Alright, so you see a hustle. You're just hustling weed.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say it, but we all know. Weed. Right? I mean, it's legal now, so. Illegal to a point. Yeah. So, you know. So, how long you hustle for?
Like a few years, well, because I come and breed a girl and she get pregnant. And children now coming, renting, money was needed even more. So, about 3 years, 4 years, I come and get locked up. That is what slowed me down from the hustling. And, I get locked up, and I get locked up in a bad situation where my daughter was in my house, and it was me and she alone, and the police running in, and it was real challenging for she being my daughter, you know. I remember after I come out of jail and tried to carry she back in the house, she crying and she didn't want to go in the house because she said, Daddy, you get locked up. You know? So they are kind of ring mares, you know, the old people that say ring mares and say, I had to cool it, have a daughter. And that kind of calmed me down too.
So you get locked up. And how long you was inside for? Now, how was the experience? You know?
I don't know way nobody should want to go. That was not a pretty experience at all. Because it's inside there I started looking for our next job in. It's inside jail I make the decision after my daughter had to see that I say. And I turned that. So now my bail was close, I buy her papers and I started to look for work and search work and I finally got a place that was willing to interview me when I come out.
So you basically landed that interview in jail.
Yeah, weird, but yeah. Because, you know, you got a phone to make a call in the jail. I mean, that no now. And at the time was the same thing. So I got a phone and I make some calls. People was laughing at me in the cell.
Yeah.
Like, but you looking for a work in jail? You understand? But I know I was coming out.
Little do they know.
I know my bail was making up and I know the progress of my bail. So I was, and I actually carded the interview for the coming week, knowing that weekend wasn't supposed to meet me.
So you landed, you went the interview and you landed this job.
Yeah, I landed the job as marketing manager, but it wasn't a paying job. The job was based on bringing in clientele, you know, basically. You will get paid from what you bring in, which it take me a while to do. Because that is when I start the degree too. That is when I start to study. So I was balancing school, that, and I had to hustle to make money to pay for the two. Because the work wasn't paying yet. You know, the work was paying in the long run, which it did in the long run, because I worked for like a year with no money, close to a year, no $0, but I'm making contacts and I'm meeting people. And right after that year, I went into overdrive, contracts off. My salary went from 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000. I was making more money than the operations manager at that time.
You was trying to take people position.
That's why I didn't last long, you know. And I realized too that it was beneficial for me to branch off. Me and the boss real good, you know. I still my real good friend, you know, my ex-boss, but at the point in time I know I was destined for plenty more. So I resigned with a smile and a bounce, and I take my salary and I start predominant. And that is where my focus was before I started music. Where my focus still is, because I'm a bread and butter, predominant security.
So you leave the job.
Yeah, I resigned.
You leave the job, you resign, start your own company. Making your own money, calling your own shots.
And straight up to now, my company still exists. Just because of the corona, I probably have less contracts than before, but that is still how I live and paying my bills, you know.
Okay, so what gave you the idea to start a label?
Well, I always singing from small. I singing in school, I singing. I seen my mother singing as a child. My mother was Queen Shaka. My mother was a Calypsonian, a big Calypsonian. She won Calypso Queens in 1994. Plus my father used to live in America, but he used to sing Calypso too. You understand? And that is where the love for the music probably come manifest. And when the corona take place the other day, I home, nothing to do, have a little money, and I invested all my equipment, full haul. But remember, dancehall they just break in Trinidad.
So wait. You start this label
Yeah.
a couple of months ago?
Yeah, like literally a couple of months ago. But I was always surrounded by people that like the music too. Dancehall was never really a short thing in Trinidad. Now that it's out there, it gave people like me a chance to jump in it. But before, I always surrounded with people who love the art too.
So seeing that, you mentioned Corona, how do you think the government handling this coronavirus?
Handle so far, up to just before recently, real good. But right now, I find they're kind of naive. The airport should open. The place need to learn to survive with Corona. That is just I just think that 10 more months of the airport lock is going to be the same learning to survive with Corona.
Right.
So,
I kind of agree because, I believe this is actually the new norm.
yeah, well,
It's like every individual have to learn to adapt
to that whole.
do the right things to prevent from getting the virus. Even though I don't think it could really prevent it, but
Because it's there.
it's there, and we have to realize, it's there, and just
I agree.
try to live until it fades out. Yeah, so the pandemic, how it was for you with your company though?
That was a big lash, So that was a big lash. I don't know for other companies, but me, like I feel like that pandemic was personal on me, but because plenty contracts had to cease and start back, some of them without even security. We still thank God for the few that we still have, but the transition was a whole big scare. Yeah, and still is.
Right, so basically it was home a lot
During
during the
time.
pandemic, because you didn't have much contracts going and stuff. So you launch a record label,
Knock It Records.
Knock It Records.
Yeah, that is the Knock It everybody talking about it in the streets now. Knock It Records launched then and there. That is when we bring on Phoenix 7, Tech 9, Survival, and we just start to create magic like we know how to create magic musically. Big up my boy Noble Touch still, because he come and supply me with the first set of rhythms to launch Knock It.
So Noble is the mastermind behind the music.
Yeah, the rhythms and the mix and the master. You gotta get that forward still. Jackie Jacket.
So you all central base, central Trinidad.
Yeah.
And they're creating a buzz right now, because if you walk the streets, if 10 cars pass, you must hear one.
You have to hear Knock It making that statement in the streets right now. That's what we aiming to do too. And we aiming to help plenty youths do the same way, right from Central, who do have a forum to voice the voice. Knock It Records is the place.
Knock It Records. Knock It Records. Although don't forget, Knock It Records.
Definitely Knock It Records.
So,
New and trending. Coming.
Trending.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for big things to happen.
Definitely. That's the aim.
So, label running, music pumping, shooting videos,
Yeah,
doing all these things. Now, you have your own company,
Mm-hmm.
security firm, predominant security firm. Just want to switch it up a little bit and ask you, like the budget is next week, and you as a businessman, how you think this budget going to be?
Scary. This budget going and be scary. I want to hear about it after. The whole process is a lot, because we're going into our budget with the same government from last budget, with less money, more deaths. In a pandemic. That just scary, bro. Yeah, that just scary.
I could see it on your face. I think you need
I'm
to
being
elaborate.
I'm being real. It's scary to think about because we know we in debt after the pandemic, and we in debt even more than we probably was. We use up funds that we probably didn't even have. To read our budget now, I can imagine.
Right, so Knockit Records,
Yeah, man. The new buzz.
the new buzz. What you think about the dancehall market though in Trinidad and Tobago as of now? You know, we lost two basically front runners in the game,
Two icons, two men that would have make it.
and actually when K Lion passed, we were actually here.
We just vibes in here.
And we was holding our little vibes, and we started getting messages, and
That Lion passed away. That was a real big loss too. Because I used to think I untouchable, and I used to say, boy, I know I real bad when I get the forum. When I hear that guy, I tell myself I need to work.
because you
I hit bad, yeah.
one thing I always know, you always rate him. He was like the number one in your book.
Yeah, boy, lyrically and vocally. Yeah, let's get the vocalist and let's get the lyricist. See, when you get a combination of vocal and lyricist, definitely a genius. And he gone like a genius. I'd have a partner tell me already, when people bad so, God doesn't let them last long. Let's get them for a little while and let's go. People like that come with some crazy talent. Unfortunately, that doesn't be for long now. And I saw the killer, and I just remember that.
Yeah, because he was a special artist.
Yeah, but he wasn't normal.
And you know, he was always seen with Rebel 6. You know, there was like some people used to say blood brothers, that kind of way.
And they was kind of close to lyrically. Like Rebel was one of the closest match to K Lion.
People used to actually say those two was dancehall.
Yeah.
They were actually carrying dancehall. Some to where people could see it go now. And I think of an idea.
Started here, we do it.
The name was actually in Jamaica buzzing. And you know, they just go on now, but the music living.
Yeah, the music will never die. Thank God for that. They get a forum before they go. They get to display it before they go.
So Shotta Biggz now, as an artist, where you want to see yourself go?
I definitely international with the thing because my music, if you check my music, I just tell stories. Nothing I sing in my music, there's be lies. And I give you a brief little nutshell of my past and what it is about, but the music I will go more in depth. I have plenty more stories to tell. So musically, definitely international because I just sing stories, the truth.
Yeah, and the art form itself, Trinidad, so how far you think it could reach? I mean, it actually touching.
I want to reach real far. I need to reach real far. Because if you pull up YouTube right now and you try to change the stats to see your country trending, you would see a whole lot of countries, Australia, Jamaica, where you could click on. So now in your feed you would see who trending in Jamaica. Trinidad don't exist in our feed list. I want to see Trinidad go up there, uploading so much videos that YouTube had to include me in that lineup. I could click on a YouTube trend for Trinidad and see who trending here. You know?
That is a serious goal.
Yeah.
And it could be accomplished.
Definitely with the amount of people who rising up to the dancehall thing now.
Consistency is the key.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, well, before we go, you know, I mean, I don't want to touch too much because I want to come back
Right, you will.
Because there's so
definitely.
much of things we could speak about, you know. So
Yeah.
many things going on in the world and going on in Trinidad right here. I know we could talk about. So we have to do a second interview and maybe a third and a fourth and continue this thing.
You're always welcome, man.
So anybody want to shout out?
Well, firstly, I want to say subscribe to Shotta Biggz Vivo. Shotta Biggz Vivo on YouTube. SHOTTABIGGZ Vivo. Like, subscribe. Plenty more content to come. Stories, like I say. Instagram, Shotta Biggz. Shotta_Biggz_. Same spelling. SHOTTA_BIGGZ_. Just Biggz on Facebooks. Just Biggz. JUSBIGGZ. Alright, and shout out the whole Knocket team. Big up Tech 9. Big up Phoenix 7. Survival. Yeah. Big up BLX. Big up Noble Touch. BT Records. New Strength out of Jamaica. Large Up. Yeah. Everybody who's supporting the movement. And all the growing fans that loving Shotta Biggz music. Big up all yourself. Punching TV production. Big up too.
Well, we came to the end of the video, so
Nice having all you knock it. Prepare for plenty more knocking it. Live. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube. Yeah.
well, thanks for being on Punching TV.
Thanks for
And
Punching TV having me, man.
Until the next one, we out.
Big up. Knock it.